Hello everybody. So today we are going to start our chapter number 3rd, that is poverty as a challenge. So today we are going to discuss about poverty and how it has become a challenge. And in our discussion we are going to discuss various things related to poverty. Now, like how it happened and its causes, its types, and various other things related to like societal, or you can say social dimension of poverty. So we will not discuss too much in title itself, but it is very important. When we start our chapter, it is very important for us to understand the meaning of title and to grasp the idea that what is going to be inside the chapter. So as the title suggests you, poverty as a challenge means it want to signify poverty as a challenge. Now even if you do not know what is the meaning of poverty, then even then when you will look at the name of the title, then you can estimate in your mind that if it is something which is a challenge, then definitely it is going to be a bad thing. Okay, so let's start our chapter. What is inside the chapter? This chapter deals with one of the most difficult challenges faced by the independent India. That is poverty. After discussing this multi-dimensional problem through examples, the chapter discusses the way poverty is seen in social sciences. Now, what has been given here, that this chapter deals one of the most difficult means now the term most difficult has been used here, then it means definitely earlier also there were some you can say there were some steps that has been taken to remove, or you can say to eradicate this challenge, but even then we do not able to remove it or eradicate it, so we have termed it as most difficult. The term most difficult itself suggests that it is something which is not been out of the map of India since many years. And as you can see, when you will go further, you will read that it is the most difficult challenge faced by independent India. Now the another term which has been used here is independent India. Now does it mean when we were colonized by Britishers, then does it not exist? No, it exists even then. When we were under Mughal rulers, then does not it exist at that time? No, it exists. But then why we have included the term independent? We can simply refer it also that it is the most difficult problem of India. It wants to signify us that neither it is the problem which has emerged recently, okay, or nor it is the problem which has ended when we become independent. What does it mean, ma'am? Wait, I will explain. Like sati pratha. or some extent education. We have tried to improve education, and it also so don't take education, take sati pratha. Sati pratha is the problem which have ended till the time we have become an independent nation. Till the time we have become an independent nation, so we have not included it. So the term it is the problem of independent India. It is the problem of independent India itself signified two most important things, and I have already explained you that neither it is a problem which has emerged like recently, or it has been in continuity since centuries, or since time back then, before independence also. Means this is in reality definitely a severe problem. Okay, means most difficult. Now let us go further. I think you have understood what I want to say now. Yes, where were we? Yes, after discussing this multi-dimensional problem through examples, the chapter discusses the way poverty is seen in social sciences. Now, what has been discussed here? After discussing this multi-dimensional problem, this word multi-dimensional problem does not indicate here the dimensions which are used in your subject maths, like height, weight. No. Length, breadth. No, it does not mean that. It does not have that meaning. Then what does this multi-dimensional means? Neither it is related to shapes like cube, cuboid, which are used in your maths, which are multi-dimensional. No, it also does not mean that, but the idea is same, like your cuboid, in breadth, length of any object you say. Then in all these figures you have different dimensions, like you have length, you have breadth, you have height, you have weight, or you have mass, and many other things. In the same way, this figure is belong to many subparts. In the same way, multidimensional here means that there are various reasons of this problem due to which it exists, and there are also dimensions. Here means that there are various reasons, and due to these reasons it has also effect poverty. The effect of poverty is also seen in many dimensions of life. Now you would ask, now ma'am, what are the dimensions of life? Like in our economic sphere, in our social sphere, in our political sphere. For example, you will find many few people who are poor and they are political leaders. You will find many few people who are poor and they are in the upper strata of society, who enjoy all the benefits of life. And you will find people who are poor and economically they are active. It is completely opposite. Economically active people are those, economic affluent people are those who have money. So this it want to say, and there are many reasons of it. Okay, now let us move further. What has been written? This chapter discusses the way poverty is seen in social sciences. Now, what is the meaning of this line? In this line, this chapter discusses how poverty is seen in social sciences. Now, what are social sciences? Subjects: history, geography, political science, economics, okay, sociology, and many others, philosophy, psychology, and many more. But mainly these are the 5 main important social science subjects. So now in this chapter we will see that how this concept of poverty is related to history, like by history, or you can say by many years back, when you will see the people who are poor today, then the reason of their poverty is also related to the previous times when they were discriminated in division of resources, or so that they can earn money. And in the earlier times, or in the in the previous times, they were get discriminated, they were not given equal resources, and the result consequences of that discrimination these people are even bearing today, that they are still poor. So they have something relation with history. Now in geography wise, we can conclude that people at some locations are rich, and people at some locations are poor. Now why is it so? And it is and sometimes and somewhere it is strategically divided, that what kind of people and which people will live at those places where resources are not available, and who are those people who would live at those places which are rich in resources. And this division is also done on the basis of discrimination in society. So again we will see this. Then political science, like who were those people who remain in the ruler class, like who were the people who were rulers. And you will find that the population who belong to the portions who have enough control, like in administration or in governing the society, then they are rich and others are poor. Now in economic wise, it is related to money, and sociological wise, it is also sociology and history have the same meaning. Like in history, the discrimination which has been done with some portion of society, then we study those people in sociology. So this means that, let us move further. Poverty trends in India and the world are illustrated through the concept of the poverty line. Now there is one concept, that is poverty line, which has been used for measuring who are the people. Like there is a line, I will describe you what are the features and criteria of this line, but there is this line, and the people who are above these lines are considered not poor, and who are below this are considered poor. Then causes of poverty as well as anti-poverty measures taken by the government are also discussed. Okay, there are various causes of poverty and various anti-poverty measures to bring down poverty by the government are also discussed in this chapter. Then the chapter ends with broadening the official concept of poverty into human poverty. Now this chapter ends with by translating this concept of poverty into human poverty. Now this is a very deep line, and if I will try to explain you this line, then you will some will not be able to understand it, but as we go through the chapter you will understand it, and in the last I will discuss it again. Now let us move. Yes, now it is written that in our daily life we come across many people who we think are poor. They could be landless laborers in villages, or people living in overcrowded jhuggies in cities. Now when you will look more clearly, then you will find out that the division has been made in two parts, that is villages and cities. And in the earlier chapter also, when we have discussed the earlier chapter, in that chapter also there are many divisions which are based on two portions, that is rural India and urban India. Okay, now why only every discussion or even the further discussions which we will do in later chapter also, then you will find out there also that the division has been made into these two categories. Now why is it so? What are the reason behind it? The reason behind it is that the most of our country is dependent on agriculture, and at the time of independence nearly 70 to 80% population reside in villages. Means the exact India, you can say the exact India or the real India reside then in villages. And even today the mentality of people who are even in urban areas has their roots in the mentality of villages, and the people who are living in villages, like near about 60 to 70% population, or you can say at least 60% even today remain in villages, then they all have the life which were used to be in villages when we have become independent. So that is why. And urban India refers to the some cities, some metropolitan cities which were developed, like Delhi developed, Mumbai, Kolkata, Chennai, Bangalore. Means all the, basically who is this urban India? Then it is also the basically the capital cities of all states, where urban life come into place when we have got independence, and even today. So